Introduction of Rural Sociology and Educational Psychology. Social Changes. By Dr. Saurabh Sharma, Associate Professor, Nagaland University, Medzifema Campus, Nagaland. Introduction to Social Change. Social change is the transformation of culture and social organization over time, altering patterns of culture, social structure, and social behavior as societies evolve. Social structure. Persistent networks of social relationships where interaction between people or groups becomes routine and repetitive. Example, monthly meetings of village farmers to discuss techniques and share knowledge, forming networks of mutual support that become routine social bonds. Culture. Shared ways of living and thinking including symbols, language, knowledge, beliefs, values, norms, and techniques from folk recipes to sophisticated technologies. Example, in farming villages, culture shapes traditional work methods, knowledge sharing, celebrations, and community decisions based on shared beliefs and economic factors. Key insight: social change involves the complex interaction of environment, technology, culture, personality, political, economic, and religious factors. Social change. Change is the law of life and changes in society always taking place. Social change is the transformation of culture and social organization over time, meaning that it is the alteration of patterns of culture, social structure, and social behavior over time. Example, rise of digital technology has transformed communication patterns, leading to more online interactions and less face-to-face contact. This shift has altered social structures, as communities adapt to new ways of connecting and engaging with one another. Social structure refers to persistent networks of social relationships where interaction between people or groups has become routine and repetitive. Example, a group of farmers in a village who meet every month to discuss new farming techniques and share knowledge, forming a network of mutual support. Over time, their meetings become a routine, creating strong social bonds. Definitions of social change. Social change refers to an alteration in the material and non-material culture of a society. Social change is a term used to describe variations. Jones. It refers to change that occur in the structure and functioning of a social system, thus pointing to change in the roles individuals perform, values and norms, social structure and institutions, social relationships among people, pattern of social interaction, functions performed by different groups and institutions. By social change is meant only such alterations as occur in the social organization, i.e., the structure and functions of society. Davis. Nature of social change. Only such changes are designated as social change that affects the bulk of the community. Minor alterations in social life do not usually constitute what is generally accepted as social change. Social change is a universal process. It is founded in all societies and all stages of social evolution. Social change does not always depend on the willingness of society and its members. Speed of social change differs from society to society and in the same society. Many tribal and rural societies change at much slower pace than industrial societies. However, the pace of change of contemporary societies is much faster now than in the earlier stages. Social change has both qualitative and quantitative aspects. Increase in number of households is an example of quantitative change. Changes in the composition of households or changes in roles are the examples of qualitative change. Change is not synonymous with development, it may or may not lead to development. Most of social change that took place in the earlier years was unplanned and undirected. Now planned or directed social change is gaining in importance as a means to achieve societal goals in shorter period in a more orderly fashion. Social change is the result usually of both internal, endogenous, factors, the community itself recognizes the need for change, and external, exogenous, factors, e.g., industrialization, land reforms and urbanization. Types and characteristics of social change. Types of social change. Evolutionary social change occurs gradually over long periods through evolutionary processes. Example, gradual shift from traditional to technology-driven agriculture over decades. Revolutionary social change occurs drastically and suddenly with significant impact. Example, the Green Revolution's rapid transformation of agriculture with high-yield crops. Characteristics. Universal, occurs in all societies, e.g., family shifts from joint to nuclear. Social in nature, affects behaviors and institutions, e.g., global smartphone adoption. Continuous, ongoing process, e.g., transition to online education. Inevitable, unavoidable over time, e.g., technological advancement. Temporal, happens over time with contextual variations. Varying rates, different speeds across societies. Planned or unplanned, can be deliberate or spontaneous. Multicausal, results from interconnected factors. Dimensions of social change. Structural dimension. Changes in social roles and institutions like family, caste, and government. Example, women shifting from traditional household roles to leadership positions in workplaces and government institutions. Cultural dimension. Changes through new ideas, inventions, technologies, or cultural exchanges. Example, widespread adoption of smartphones replacing traditional communication and introducing new ways of socializing. Interactional dimension. Changes in social relationships regarding frequency, proximity, purpose, direction, and mode. Example, communities shifting from occasional face-to-face gatherings to regular online meetings, changing interaction patterns. These dimensions are interconnected. Changes in one area often trigger shifts in others, creating complex patterns of social transformation that reshape communities and societies over time. Factors of social change, Part 1. Social change emerges from the interplay of multiple factors that shape how societies evolve and adapt over time. Physical environment. Natural conditions like climate, land, water, and weather that exist without human influence. Example, severe droughts forcing communities to compete for water resources, altering social dynamics. Cultural factors. Material culture, objects, and non-material culture, beliefs, influencing change at different rates. Example, smartphones quickly changing communication patterns and relationship concepts. Population factors. Changes in population quality, gender ratios, and age distributions affecting social structures. Example, increasing elderly population changing community needs and support services. Psychological factors. People naturally seek new experiences while also wanting to preserve traditions, creating tension that drives change. Example, communities embracing new technologies while maintaining traditional celebrations and cultural practices. Biological factors. Hereditary traits influence population qualities, including leadership characteristics that can shape social direction. Example, families with leadership histories continuing to produce community leaders across generations. Technological factors in social change. Technology serves as one of the most powerful catalysts for social change, fundamentally altering our environment and how we interact with one another. Communication revolution. The Internet has transformed how we connect, share information, and build relationships across geographic boundaries, creating new social patterns and challenging traditional interaction norms. Workplace transformation. Technological innovations have reshaped work environments, enabling remote collaboration, automation of routine tasks, and new organizational structures that flatten traditional hierarchies. Family dynamics. Digital technologies have altered family interactions, creating both new opportunities for connection across distances and challenges to traditional family time and communication patterns. As we continue to develop new technologies, their impact on social structures will accelerate, potentially leading to both intended and unintended consequences for community development and social cohesion. Understanding rural India. Conclusion. Rural India represents the heart of the nation's traditional identity and continues to be home to the majority of its population. Understanding rural society is crucial for effective policy making and development planning, preserving cultural heritage and traditional knowledge, addressing social inequalities and promoting inclusive growth, building bridges between urban and rural populations. As India continues to modernize, the relationship between rural and urban societies will remain a crucial factor in shaping the nation's future. Thank you.